to you, or you can come down, towards my right or left there. So. There's some space here too. I'm not going to ask questions, so you can feel free to. All right. How are you all doing? Good? Okay, that's a week. Good. So I hope you're all not tired, too tired to be here. So we'll try to spice things up a little later in the evening. So before that, I'll just do a quick intro and then set the stage for the features and things like that. Okay. All right, before I start, I just want to have a quick raise of hands. How many of you here are visiting first time Capital Factory? Quite a few. Okay, awesome. And how many of you are here in Austin recently or moved here? Quite a few too. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So welcome to Austin for all of you new here, and hope you're enjoying the weather, slightly warmer weather. When the place you're in here right now, Capital Factory, is also a great place to be. There's a lot of startup activity, meetups, and a lot of co-working folks that you can run into here. So do feel free to explore this space later. My name is Suman Palluri. I've been doing this event for the last 7 years, and thanks to Capital Factory, we always had this space to have our events, get a chance to talk to great people. I mean, some of you here as well, and all through the 7 years that I've been doing this event, the primary focus for us has always been just one thing, which is to just give a platform to the wonderful entrepreneurs here in Austin to come share what they're doing, what they're working on, what they're burning their midnight oil for, and a chance to share their, not just how they build things, and not just their success stories, but also what they failed at as well, right? I mean, we want to know and learn from those failures too, and we all want to help each other share those first-hand experiences and grow as an ecosystem and build a better and wonderful companies here. And with that in mind, we have like a lot of sessions that we do over the course of the year. Sometimes we have in a speaking session, sometimes we have a showcase style event, usually pretty close to the Southwest, where we have like people from the group. I think there's around like 6,000 people in the group now. So we invite people from the group to come and take some tables and showcase to the public that will be coming here, or even like investors and other crowd that will be coming here to Austin, close to Southwest. And then we also do sometimes like most of the events, we also do like pitch rounds and like lightning pitches, basically, just to kind of like get those things out of the system. I know a lot of people here are early stage entrepreneurs, and so what we want to do is like usually as an early stage entrepreneur, we're usually shy to share what we are working on. It may be an idea that we have, it may be a small project or a small app that we're building, and I've been through that. A lot of you probably have been through that phase, and some of you are going through that phase right now, which is like, you may be thinking, am I building the right thing? Am I building something of value? If I show this to others, are they going to laugh, or are they going to criticize me, or or is there someone out there that can help me? And that's why we kind of like trying to bring people out of their comfort area and just show or talk about what they're doing. So at least they get that initial roadblock out of their mind, and then there's wonderful people here, and usually the crowd here is very friendly and supportive. So people usually give great advice too, which many people don't realize. I mean, especially at the early stage, that just sharing an idea that they're working on or a small product that they're working on can be made much better by advice and the feedback from a lot of people early on. and that's what we want to do as well. So that's one of the reasons we do the lightning pitches as well. And beyond that, usually I share some resources and updates, regarding the Austin ecosystem for people that are new here. So we'll go through that. Usually I try to, ramble on with those resources and things like that. I mean, I'll try to keep that to a minimum because we have a lot of people here, and a lot of people might be wanting to share what they're building as well. So I'll still post the links to all the things that I'm sharing here on the Meetup page as well as on the website austinstartupmeetup.com. So if you have any need to go and refer to those further, I mean, you can easily do that. I mean, you can even find those in Google as well, but just in a single place. For that, again, I thank Apple Factory for having us for the last 7 years, giving us the space to do that. And for those that are new to Capital Factory, this is the hub of the entrepreneur ecosystem in Austin. There's thousands of events that happen here every year. There's a lot of startups that are building here in the co-working space. They're also, they also invest in startups. So there are also startups here that are part of the Capital Factory cohort of startups that they invested in and building here as well. So if you want to know more about their membership and other things, I mean, you can go to capitalfactory.com and find more. They have a great Slack group as well, where you can find a lot of entrepreneurs in Austin on that group. And also do subscribe to their newsletter, Austin Tech Live. I mean, they do send some pretty good information about the events that are coming up and things like that in the ecosystem. All right, so, and then we also have another sponsor, FounderDash.com. They're building some tools and applications to make startups or building startups easy. I think they're slowly bringing their tools to the market, so you can follow their website or sign up to their applications and check them out when they make them available. But it's FounderDash.com. And okay, so just a general idea of how we flow, some networking, then intro, and then some resources, and then we go to the main event, and then break into networking. And we need to wrap up everything by 8 o'clock and be up into the lobby, because we'll be closing the doors at 8, and we don't want to get stuck here for the night. All right, so just a quick show of hands. How many of you here are veteran entrepreneurs, have already started one or more companies? All right, so that's good. And then how many of you are into your first startup at any stage? All right, thank you. And how many of you are still thinking about it, maybe working on a side project, haven't released it to public, or maybe shared with a few people? All right, thank you. Awesome. So that's good. So that's a good mix of people that we have, some veteran entrepreneurs, and then also people that have some experience, and people that are looking for their first application or startup that they want to roll out, right? So for those that are in your first startup or looking to get some additional help, I know a lot of you people will be also looking at like accelerators or incubators or some sort of organizations to help you. So if that's the case, there's some upcoming deadlines I posted there on the screen there. So 500 startups, they have their flagship accelerator program that is due, their applications are due August 23rd, and then CTAN stands for the Central Texas Angel Network. They're local in town. They're a great group to be part of and also to talk to. They do have office hours every 2 months, I believe, once every 2 months. So they have 6 funding cycles every year, and then they're into their 5th cycle, for which their application deadline is on September 16th. And if you go to their website or follow their schedule, they also typically do a office hours style session for people that are interested in talking to them. Probably 2 weeks before that, I think, maybe in the first week of September or something like that. So do follow their website or Twitter or wherever they post that. and you can talk to those people if you're interested in just getting a feel of whether, if you're trying to apply for them, whether you're the right fit at the right time, and things like that. Y Combinator, a lot of people may know about this, so they have their winter 2025 batch application deadline on October 15th, just some time there. And then there's a few other accelerator programs that have a deadline. They have some, some of them have various programs, but some of them are just like one program, but they're taking applications anytime during the year. Austin Technology Incubator and the last one there on the screen, John Burnley, Next Venture Labs. Those two are probably the Austin ecosystem of entrepreneurship initiatives and equity free, so you don't need to give up any part of your company. So you can take a look at those and maybe talk to people here when they're not too far away from where we are. So you can even reach out to those folks and meet with them and see whether you can, as a startup, take advantage of those programs. And then Capital Factory, where we are, has quite a few programs that they do. They have some health tech accelerator that they've recently started, and they also do some other startup programs. As I said, they also invest in startups. So do follow their newsletter and other resources, their Twitter channel, and either X or Twitter, whatever we call it. You can follow their Twitter handle and also get some updates on what they're doing. And again, this is a very small list of what is out there, what's coming up. I didn't want to post a full list, so you can easily search more or follow some newsletters to get that information. And a quick peek of upcoming events. Close at home, we have the Dallas Startup Week, August 11th to 15th, just a few days away. And then SaaStr, a great conference where SaaS startups go to. SaaStr annual conference is September, I think 10th to 12th, but I think it's in Sunnyvale or one of the West Coast cities, I believe. October 14th to 18th is actually San Antonio Startup Week. That's a typo there. And 28th to 30th is the TechCrunch Disrupt, very well-known conference. So again, that's in the West Coast. And Austin Startup Meetup starts October 28th to November 1st. You can still register for all of these events and attend those. Some of them may also have some of the discounted tickets still available. So do check their websites. All right. So let's see. For those that are planning to apply for incubators or accelerator programs, I've already touched upon a few of those, local ones and a few nationwide ones. But then here's kind of like a few more of them. Mass Challenge is a pretty well-known accelerator, one of the top 10 accelerators in the US. They have two programs in Texas, one in Austin, one in Houston. Equity free again, they don't take any equity in their company, but then great programs to be part of. And Founder Institute also runs several programs throughout the country, and they have, they're equity-based accelerator programs, so they do take equity in the company, but then they have a lot of chapters around the US where they help a lot of startups from very early stage to even mature startups too. Bunker Labs has great programs for veterans. I think they've recently merged with another company, I forget the name, but if any of you know of founders that are Army veterans or any of the forces, you can direct them to Bunker Labs. Aiming for Diversity Inclusive Initiative. They take a lot of, they do a lot of social good and other related programs as well. Let's see, SKU, for those startups that are focused on retail or CPG, SKU is probably the only program that I know of here in Austin that is focused solely on that, retail and CPG startups. So they also have a chapter in New York, so you can talk to them. I think their application deadline is somewhere later in the year or something like that. So you can talk to them or follow them and see what their deadlines are. We talked about JVQL, the Texas Venture Labs. Sputnik ATX is also in here in Austin. They do take in they want to fund actually. So it's not like a typical accelerator program, but they look for startups that they can fund once their program is complete. Techstars, Austin, I don't know if that's still doing any programs. I know they've closed a bunch of programs or reworking their programs to the US. International Accelerator is focused on teams that have international founders, typically founders that are outside the US and want to either come here or maybe start a portion of their business here and things like that. So they do have a lot of that immigrant-related, immigrant founder-related issues like visas and also the company formations and the legal things about overseas companies and things like that too. Likewise, there's a lot of angels, VC funds, and syndicates in here. For example, Active Capital and Meet Them Fund are in San Antonio. They're very active there, and also throughout Texas. They've also made some investments beyond Texas as well. Live Oak and Silverton, very prominent venture firms in Austin. I think Live Oak recently raised around $250 million or something like that to raise capital to kind of invest in early stage startups. So I think Silverton and even S3 Ventures is another one too. They're pretty, all three are pretty active in the Austin and basically throughout the US as well. C10, we talked about that. Alamo Angels, they're in San Antonio. It's an angel group or syndicate. Quick Capital and Beam Angel. I think Beam Angel Network has stopped doing investments and they've shifted focus to something else, or maybe they've rebranded. Quick Capital is another local Austin VC firm, and as I said, like, this is a very small list. There's a lot more that you can find on Google and other places too. Again, a bunch of our resources here for people who are in Austin. The first two I'll just skip and then we'll go to Austin Digital Jobs as a Facebook group where you can find or post digital jobs in the digital ecosystem in Austin. Likewise, Austin Tech Volunteers is another Facebook group where you can post or find volunteer opportunities in tech in Austin. And there's a couple of other meetups that are focused on startups that I would highly recommend to go to. One is the Map Co-Founders Meetup, and another one is like some of you may have already gone to that. It's called Fiesta, which also happens. It used to happen here, but I don't know where they're doing it these days. But those are two great startup-related meetups to go to, networking and teaching events. There's a few other Facebook groups, Solo Founders and Austin Startups Facebook groups. I mean, you can join them and also connect with other entrepreneurs and people in this ecosystem. For those that are new to the startup world, Y Combinator, the premier accelerator program in the world, they have a free program called Startup School. You can go to that at startupschool.org, and you can do a self-paced progress of your startup, especially if you're a very early stage startup. Get your progress in there and also talk to their community and things like that. So really helpful, but it's a free program, so we take advantage of the resources that they provide. And for those that are new to Austin, I mean, local meetups are the best way to find your tribe here, right? So I think if you're in tech or business or sales or marketing, whatever background you have, and there's a lot of events that happen throughout the year in Austin. So just go to all those events and find your kind of people that you gel well with, and also grow your network here. So there's plenty of meetups that even happen in Capital Factory that you can just follow the newsletter and be part of. Again, Hacker News, Indie Hackers, I mean, pretty well-known websites for people that are in the startup world. All right, so I know one thing that's really hard about building startups is finding the right people and also spreading the word. So if you are a 1 or 2 person team trying to struggle, nights and weekends trying to get your next great idea, and we want some help or additional people to hire, just drop us a word and we can maybe send out a note to the group and see if anyone wants to either introduce you to other people or maybe wants to join you in your endeavor. Let's say, okay, so the other thing is we meet every month, the first Monday every month. that to be second Monday, so we'll make note of that. September 9th is the next event. Again, same time, same place. And if anyone of you wants me to bring in a speaker for any of the topics that you are desperately looking for, let me know. I can arrange for a speaker as well for any of those sessions. All right, so with that said, we're at 6:34, so I just quickly go through some ecosystem updates. For those that are new to the Austin ecosystem, and then we'll move on to features. So Austin, by one of the metrics that I read recently, was ranked 11th in the nation and about 25th in the world on the ecosystem strength of the startup ecosystem, and it's growing really fast as well. And as you can see, there's about like $5.5 billion of investment raised by startups in Austin, and in 2021, again $5 million in 22, and then 3.3 plus. I mean, that amount is coming from Deal Room and Austin Chamber of Commerce. So it hasn't been updated for 2023 fully yet. So about 3.3 billion plus amount in 2023, and by some estimates I've read that 2024 there's a dip in funding, but then that's just a trend elsewhere as well. So it's just following that same trend. But then there are some notable investments that have happened recently. For example, like Ninja One, or there's a few other startups I believe, and we have Harbor Health, under 70 kids, and so on, which have raised actually before on the slide. So which have raised a good amount of money in 2024 as well. So it's not that investments aren't happening, they're still happening. Health and energy sectors, top two sectors that got the most funding in 2023. So if you're in those sectors, great. If not, don't worry. I mean, there's still a lot of enterprise software, transportation, and other sectors also receiving a lot of money. And especially, doing one level down, semiconductor mobility space. I mean, those segments are doing very strong in 2024 so far. And there's all this like health and transportation, and others are still in the top 10. In 2023, the combined enterprise value of all startups in Austin, they've reached over $100 billion. So we can see the trend. It's all going up. So it's a good ecosystem to be in right now. And again, there's quite a few investors that are headquartered in Austin or have done investment in the last 10 years in Austin. So pretty a good ecosystem from that investment standpoint as well. But again, compared to something like New York or Bay Area, I think it may not look as good, but still, it still has some ways to go there. Again, I think we covered that. So with that said, okay. If you all have any other questions about the Austin ecosystem, I will also direct you to Austin Chamber of Commerce and Deal Room. They have a partnership. So if you go to Austin Chamber of Commerce, or if you just Google for Austin Chamber of Commerce plus Deal Room, you'll find the link. Go there and register, and you can easily find that information that I'm showing, and then even much more. We can drill down into a lot of other details as well, and do more analysis of where things are in Austin, which companies, which investors, and all those things too. So with that said, okay, I think we've come to the point where we have a lot of people in the room that maybe wanting to come on here and share what they're doing. So what we'll do is, like, since we have a lot of crowd, we'll take maybe 5 minutes, maybe like a 3-minute pitch plus a few questions, and we'll cycle through the room and see if anyone raises their hand. We'll invite them. So we'll kind of like do a full sweep and get like 1 or 2 from each portion of the room, and then we'll go back and then do another sweep. So, all right, so we'll probably start with right and go left. Anyone here wants to come and quickly talk about what your startup is? Give a quick pitch. All right, so we'll go with you, and then we'll go with you, and then we'll come back again for the rest. Okay? So what's up?
My name is Hamza Altaf, and I'm from Pakistan. So just a student enrolled in UT. So this idea, because I'm currently working on it in Pakistan. So maybe some of you have a lot of questions about the problem statements, because you guys can actually ask. So mainly what we're doing at this point is that we are helping students make some money while they prepare for their exams. So you guys must have already heard about a lot of exam preparation applications, a lot of what they call Quizlets and all that, right? So we are combining a trivia module with it to help them make some money as well. And also, since a lot of students will be uploading their data, using that data, we are going to help them make some money. So what happens in Pakistan is basically that student job culture is not there. It's like zero. A good student, cannot make money unless they get a college degree, the university degree. We call it university over here. So like we are going to enable a student that is 15 years old, literally start making money if he is good at studies, or he aims to be good at studies, right? They can simply come into our application. First of all, go through our exam preparation module, where they have a gamified platform. They can go through that, do the exercises. Once they feel they are good at it, they can go and participate in the trivias. Trivias are going to happen almost every day. Now, the business model is a bit challenging at this point, and I'm testing this. Currently, a test is going on. We have almost like 4,000 participants at this point. So money is being generated by two ways. One is the subscription model, just like how Duolingo does. It helps you learn the English, right? But if you're not paying and you're out of your lives, you have to see the ads. So that's one. And the second part, you have to see the ads. That's one. And the other one is, of course, we are going to charge them less than $1 of subscription fee. So the experiment is going to for sure happen in Pakistan, because I already had in the startup in Pakistan, so I know about that market a lot. And currently I'm just trying to explore the education market over here, how it works, and how can I tap into the same product in this region. So I think that's all. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I hope I have really made you understand what the product is. Yeah.
Oh, so how do the students make money?
Oh, so there are two ways. One is that a lot of students make notes, right? So they upload the notes, other students buy it. That's one. The other one is that since trivias are going to happen, right, in $10 back in Pakistan is like 3,000 rupees, which is their monthly fee for their preparation center. So we are going to have like 3 to 4 trivias happening every day. So if they win that, right, they can take home 3,000 rupees. Yeah. But of course, I mean, they can win more than that.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I just want to ask, I don't understand what the trivia exactly, how is it that you've monetized the
Okay,
trivia?
so the
Who's
trivias,
paying who, like, tangibly?
the trivias are, for example, something that has like an exam, right, which has associated prize money with it.
Sure.
So for example, a trivia could be that, we have an exam for biology subject, right, for 11th standard. I don't know what they call it here, so they call it high school probably, but over there it's 11th standard. So you have a book for that. You have like 20 chapters or 22 chapters. So we'll be making a lot of trivias out of that. And currently we have around 100,000 question bank with us. So we'll be making a lot of questions out of that. We also have an LLM that is like unlimited delivery of questions. It just keeps on generating the questions.
But the money for the trivia, it comes from you?
It comes from us. Yeah, it comes from
okay.
us. That's why I said like it's a challenge to validate this business model at this point. I'm planning to like do the experiment with like 10,000 students at least. So we know that we'll be making probably $3,000 to $4,000 per month from the ads, and then how can we translate it into videos? I see like a lot of you are confused, but
Any other questions? So what's the name of the?
its name is Parche. It's like hard to understand. So in I probably will understand that. So in Urdu, that's the native language. We call exams as parche. So that's like parche. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
We'll have the questions later too. So. Yeah, we'll have two more actually. We'll have it and then.
Hey guys, I think I'll not be using this because it's a base voice. So hey guys, I bring forth one of the interesting products which I've been working on for the last 6 years. So which is myself. So not for human trafficking, but carry out my expertise to the world. So lot of founders I know, a lot of people who have veteran startups. So have one thing in common, or have one problem which you all face, which is at one point of the time you might think, why are users not getting me? So what's happening? So our users, like, what's happening? We have built an awesome product. We have kind of spent like over 1 year of building a product. Why are users not coming in? So I am a designer, so UX designer, who can kind of help you in processes or kind of in any stage of your startups, maybe like to understand users, to understand market, to kind of evaluate your key performance indicators, and to kind of test your applications with potential users, and to kind of re-innovate the strategies and kind of iterate on the possible solutions. So I am looking for opportunities, and if any one of you have like startups or working on some amazing problems, you can come talk to me, and we create awesome products together. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. You want to take? Okay.
Yeah. So hello everyone. So my name is Benjamin. So I'm here looking for a co-founder, or someone who to work on a project together. So this is a project in ideation stage. So actually kind of a question here. So who's here coming from like a marketing or sales background? Quite a few. Okay. So this idea about building data synthesis between engine, lead generation engine. So basically having AI to synthesize data and to doing the cross-validation to make sure that the data is accurate and up to date. And also push this to the lead generation pipeline. So myself, I come from a data science background. I graduated from University of Michigan 2 years ago, and been doing some data science work. And right now I'm just exploring this idea and here in Austin to meet more people.
So for your marketing, you're saying you're building an AI lead generation tool online?
Yeah.
So just any market, you're looking to market to who exactly? Just anyone?
Right now, I'll say mainly focusing on small and medium businesses. Because the data for these businesses, they are not accurate or not complete online. We're searching on a certain platforms. They are always or often they're just partial information, or they're outdated. So, but throughout like comprehensive search on the internet, like doing half an hour, 1 hour search, you finally find out, oh, this is the most accurate information on it. This is their most updated address or phone number. This is what they focus or shifted their like industry or business focus towards. So this saves you a lot of time in finding the accurate.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, what is the mechanism by which you're able to either clean the data to a point that is more usable, or I assume access sources that are less used right now by other lead gens? So how are you able to basically source higher quality data than someone else?
Well, some tricks we use like from the visiting frequency and the visiting time of the data source. Like for example, if this data source is last open, let's say last month, and one on Kumat last open 3 years ago. And then, like, easy to understand, like, what LinkedIn is more accurate, what tends to be more accurate, right? Just like this.
Yeah, so I've been in sales for a while, and one of the things I can definitely say is no sales team is ever happy with their data providers or their lead gen services.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what's your big X factor? Like, how do you differentiate yourself from some of the bigger players out there? Because this is very crowded, not good.
I would say first targeting the SMB, which is because the data quality tends to be poor, and then leverage technologies or like I'd say more market research to achieve it. So how to exactly to achieve this, I'm not sure. So that's why I'm here to find people to discuss and work on.
Yeah. We'll take some more questions, but I was just trying to remember a company that came in a couple of events back that was also doing something very, not similar to what you're doing, but in a very adjacent space, targeting SMBs and using AI for their sales and lead generation processes. I don't know if anyone of you that attended that event remembers the name of that company. I'm drawing blank here, but if I remember, I'll let you know. They may be a good potential lead for you to talk to, maybe for collaboration or something like that. But yeah, all the best. Did you think of a name for your company yet? Or your project or idea yet?
Not the official name exactly yet.
Okay.
The idea for this one.
Awesome. Maybe we can suggest some ideas when you're ready to go to market. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming. So, I don't know if it's maybe muted now. Yeah, you can just.
I don't think it's turned on.
So what?
I can't hear you.
I think yeah, no, it should be. All right. It may take a little while, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. I think I'm loud enough, eh? So everyone, my name is David. It's like my first week in Austin. I'm originally born and raised in Ghana, West Africa. I have a company called Binary Tank, and we just released a product called Aurora. So I'm guessing everyone knows what like phone trees are and like IVR menus. Yeah. How many of you like them? That's what I expected. They suck. And we actually are on a project to eliminate them. So what we're doing is we're building AI-powered virtual assistants and phone operators to fully automate that process. So now, when we call a business, you don't have to press 1, press 2, or spam press 0 to speak to a human. You get your answer, you call and you speak to an assistant called Aura, and she answers your question. If I can get a hand, we can do a live demo if you like. All right, perfect.
What do you want me to do?
Just put your phone next door to me, please.
Oh, just call.
Yeah.
Actually call or just?
Yeah, actually.
What's it, 3? 4, 6,
223. 438. And then when you call, you probably want to ask like, what question should I ask her? Ask her what question should I ask her.
Aurora from Binary Tent. How can I assist you today?
Ask her what questions I should ask.
What question should I ask?
Sure. Here are some questions you might consider asking. 1, what kind of business do you run? How many calls does your business typically handle in a day? Do you currently use any phone communication systems? 2, are you facing any specific challenges with your current phone system? What aspects of your current phone communication are you looking to improve? 3,
We use Ring Central. We use about 75 gallons a day. I'm outbound to about 5 people.
Thanks for sharing that information. It sounds like you have a busy outbound team. Here are a few ways Aurora can help. 1, Aurora can handle call routing and answering, freeing up your team to focus on more critical tasks. 2, Aurora can schedule appointments automatically, reducing the back and forth and ensuring your team stays organized. 3, with Aurora, your customers will experience smoother, more efficient interactions, which can lead to higher satisfaction
have that one rock star that we really appreciate. And our whole goal is to make the world that one rock star. Like every single time you call her, she picks up and she's able to ask any questions. Yeah, but that's the whole idea, and that's what it is. I don't know if I'm supposed to be asking any questions.
Yeah, you can make maybe 3 questions. The first question from yeah. Sorry, so I think like value, like how who get value from this is like 2 parts, right? It's from companies who want phones like routed to the right people, like when people call, and then at the same side, for sales, we hate phone trees, so we also want to get the right people. So it's like I'm a little like, who would you rather market to in a sense? Like the salespeople who are trying to get through to these people, or the companies who want the right calls, but they don't want salespeople disturbing them at the same time. I'm almost kind of curious about that.
So who this is for is for the business owner that gets like a lot of inbound calls. Yeah, they get like a whole bunch of inbound calls and not able to manage it. Like they're like stressed, they want to pull their hair out, they're missing business because they're not able to handle the phone call. Like one of our clients, she gets so much phone calls and like she's not even answering. So like at the end of her day, she spends like an hour or 2 going through voicemails and trying to get information to create estimates, which is like annoying, and it's super unproductive. And the whole idea is that we want to take care of like phone calls, like boring stuff, so like you can like focus on what actually matters in your business. That's the whole idea and initiative for this.
Yeah, I have like a call screen in a sense, like to keep sales from getting through. Is that part of it?
I mean, we can create it, we can customize it and make it so that sales calls are. But the thing is, I mean, if sales people ask, what we'll do is like we create a function so she answers any question, and then we'll send you the business owner an email transcript saying, hey, so and so calling. If you're interested in buying them, here's the stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like it's one of those where like we're not like going to block. At the end of the day, the business owner has ultimate autonomy to be like, yeah, I want to do this, I don't. That's the idea.
And there was one more question there.
Yeah. I kind of want to piggyback up this question.
Yeah.
How successful is Aurora at triaging calls?
Triaging
In terms of, okay, this is a call that's an emergency that should be moved to a person,
100%.
versus this is something that can be written into a report that gets forwarded to the business.
So she's pretty smart. And what we've done is that if you say I want to speak to her, you put down, and she's also able to like understand emotion. So if you're screaming like, hey, I need help, like she's going to be like, okay, yeah, I'll get you help. Like I'll forward you out. You don't even try. I don't know if I translate, but essentially. But yeah, she forwards the call like immediately, and then there's no like back and forth where you're like human agent. You don't have to do that. You don't have to sound like a goofy person. It's just tell her I want to speak to her human, and she's able to actually why, and then she gets the information and forwards that call to the business owner. Yeah. So definitely something we think.
Just one more question there.
Have you ever tested it if it ever gets stuck in a loop?
In a loop in terms of.
Like
So actually we did. So we have this, like we set it up for a client that after like 1 or 2 rings, then she comes on. And then she also has like a secondary line where she takes like, it's like an overfill for like initial, because she has like a regular like phone system, and then it can only take 1 call at one time. So if like a second call comes, also cool fact, the road can take up to 1,000 calls. So you kind of like cancel that whole line in. Like let's say you call in like you have a problem you want to speak to on there, and it goes through. There's two different people. There's like an admin assistant. She was also swamped and also the business owner. So if that person is not supposed to pick up, it's not able to pick up. It goes to the EA, and then if it's not like we had that cycle where it kept going. So essentially what we did was that we just made it twice. We like custom code like if it goes through twice, no one picks up, or it picks up and say, hey, we can't find anyone, but is there like and provides alternate solutions, and then while also sending the information to the business owner, and then for that we send them a text message that they're able to get ASAP in case they're not able to get to the email. Cool. Yeah.
What is it? I'll take one more question. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called www.binarytin.com. I can like airdrop it or something. I don't know if you're, but I can send it to you too. But yeah, my name is David. I'm new here. I want to make friends too. So.
All right, that was a great question. So it was binary10.com, is that what you said?
Yep, binary, B-I-N-A-R-Y-T-I-N-T.
Binary
Got it.
10, okay. Binary10.com for those that are wondering. And so one thing I want to also remind you all is, these are all entrepreneurs that are coming here, and maybe some of them are sharing their idea for the first time. Some of them are, talking about the products that they've just launched and are looking for feedback and customers, initial adoption customers. So as a founder, I think the best thing you can give another founder is that initial feedback. If you like any of those ideas or products or services that the founders are sharing here, do make a note of those. When you go back home, just sign up to those, and if you like those, use them. Give some positive feedback to the founder. If you don't like those, if you didn't like the product or app or service, even then I would recommend just going to the founder and say why you didn't like them, because negative feedback, or basically why you didn't like is also a good constructive feedback for the founder so they can improve on their things. So as an early stage founder, we are all looking for that initial feedback loop for us to improve our products. And so if you like them, again, as I said, start using them, share it with your friends and family, your personal and professional connections as whatever makes sense in that case. So and get more customers and adoption to that to the product and app or service. So yeah, and thanks for sharing all those things. I mean, we'll come back to this section again. We'll now sweep this section to see if there's anyone that wants to come and do a quick pitch. Okay, so there's two. Yeah. So do you want to comment? Okay, and then there's one.
Hey guys, my name is Ahmed. I'm from Syria. My pitch is in the initial phases of development, and so have any of y'all worked for a roofing company, or do you have any roofing experience? Okay, all right. So as you know, to do roof measurements, there's several roof softwares you use to get those measurements, especially if you're creating an estimate. I happen to have a roofing experience. I worked at a roofing company before, and then I was mostly creating estimates, doing a lot of roof snaps, creating measurements, and I did over 100 a day. And as you know, to create a roof measurement, you have to pinpoint each corner of that roof and measure like the valleys, the eaves, and basically everything on that roof. And that process gets extremely tedious if you're doing a lot of those. And for roofing companies, especially right now with the weather that's been going on here in Texas, they're extremely busy, and they just want to create estimates. They just want to get them out there. And there's not one software that can measure roofs efficiently at all. And I was just shocked. So my idea is basically develop a software, and I've actually already talked to a developer. Develop a software where it's extremely easy, efficient, to basically, it can be as easy as going to a website and basically typing in an address, or you can do several addresses. And then there's several integrations that are going on in that specific software, working together to get you extremely accurate roof measurements, not for one roof, can be as many roofs, and this software could be, for example, a subscription, like many roofing providers do. They provide a subscription, or it can be a one-time payment thing if they want to just try it out.
So, do you guys have channel partners that you potentially partner with, for example, solar companies or other roofing, partners? I think solar is a great angle for you because so many have re-roof projects. Do you ever think about, channel partnering with a ton of also being able to like, your system spits out like 5 to 10 bits, where they're able to like choose, or are you thinking more just like sell the software?
Right now, we're thinking more of sell the software, but I'm extremely open to any new ideas like that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a good idea having a ton of channel partners, and I don't think a lot of companies have access where one program spits out like 5 to 10 different bids, and then for example, a solar dealer, they would take 5 of the bids and then pick the best one and then go with that.
Okay, that's also something that we can definitely do. Yeah. So. Yes.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a working do you have an MVP? Like, is this just an idea, or do you have a functional software?
Well, right now we are on the phase. It's called a Figma UI mockup. So I'm getting to that stage where the developer is going to give me a mockup of how it could basically look like. And initially, it's not going to be perfect, but as we move on, we'll see what issues we might run into, and then definitely. Well,
Sorry,
right now we're in the mockup.
Yeah. Okay, but do you have a working backend, or are you just experimenting?
No, we do not. We're just experimenting. Yeah.
So when you're doing the measurements for a house, do you have to do like 360 of the house, or if I just provide you with like a top-down view of the house, could you do the measurements?
Top-down view. That's all it takes.
All right. So I built something pretty recently that does basically half of the work already. It takes screenshots. You can basically plug in exactly what you're saying, an address. It'll get the geo coordinates, wherever how you want to put it.
Okay.
It'll take a screenshot of like the above-down view from however many feet you want, and then from there, obviously, you can just add on. And the API, I'm sure, already has that for measurements and stuff like that.
Cool. Does yours? You said yours does the measurements as well?
Not the measurements. So I already built something out where it's able to locate certain, like, let's just say someone has a red car in front of their house. I could plug in 100 coordinates of home, like single-family homes, and it would pick up if they have a red house for a red car. So I have something similar, but if it's just a top-down view, and then getting the measurements to the same. So.
Okay, yeah, there's some other integration. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Does anybody?
Yeah. I was just going to say, have you ever considered, like, I know for larger companies and governments, they're often going to have local stickers alongside something to put a bid on a larger project. And if you put some of these statistics in, like, a filler, let's propose what measurements that would help y'all take this even a little bit further, and we just do stuff, text, imagine. Relatively lightweight on the bandwidth right now.
Well, we have not considered that yet, but once that software is up and running, and we're experimenting with different things, especially this is see it as a new thing to the market, especially the service industry, roofing and solar, to be specific. But there's a lot of potential for this to be multi several things.
Okay, so are the roofings for different housing in the area, the angle between are the same or a certain range vary?
They vary. That's why the calculations need to be exactly right. So there's a lot of input that goes into putting in the numbers to get accurate measurement of the roofs.
Can that information be found anywhere and be recorded anywhere?
Well, with the integrations that we're going to use, yeah, we'll be able to find it. Measurement softwares, basically.
So that we like, I know that Google Earth will have giving you a top-down view of certain area, and if like find the angle of the distribution, then you can do that. Right? Or
Yeah.
alternatively, you can have a drone shot photograph to calculate the area or angle of the distribution.
Well, it's going to be more of a satellite thing where there's already like a satellite imagery, and very clear satellite imagery because there's of course seasons going on. So with that, with the perfect satellite imagery, we're able to basically put in the measurement numbers, and it's kind of like an average, and then it would give a pretty accurate measurement of that specific roof. Does that answer your question?
It's an estimate, right? So like if I get an estimate for my lawn care, they can be able to do a picture and they can outline your yard, but it's an estimate because they don't know the cost of materials and the materials may change.
Yes.
The idea is not to be perfect. It sounds like what he's trying to do is simplify a pretty common thing where someone has to physically come out to your house, and instead they can just look at an image. They can easily map around the outside, make some assumptions that it's a 1986 house. How was the neighborhood in 1986 built, and then use that data to be able to spit out an estimate that's as close as possible to see the benefit.
Yes, it's an estimate, but it's also basically any roofing sales guy can use to get an immediate roof measurement, because with the softwares right now, to get a roof measurement, you basically need to pay like $19 and it takes 30 minutes to 2 hours. Just imagine how much time that needs. So yeah.
We'll take more questions later because we need to go to others.
Thank you.
My name is Al Spector, and I have a startup by the name of Bitaboom. I believe it's a game changer in the $300 billion space of home remodeling, maintenance, and repair. What Bitaboom does is, I think many of you have encountered this. You go out and get an estimate for home repair, maintenance, or remodeling. You go, wow, that sure seems high, which is almost all the time. You don't realize how expensive labor and materials are. So what do? Well, you either lay down and just pay it. Ouch, that isn't real smart. You may abandon the project due to cost. I'm not a handy guy. I don't know how people deal with that. And the third option is you go out and you get more estimates. Well, that's possibly a waste of time. You may not be able to get a better estimate anyway. And what Bitaboom does is we encourage homeowners, and it will eventually go over into the commercial space as well, but homeowners can upload their estimate onto our web-based platform, their exact estimate. You know, it has to have some level of itemization. When it comes to us, we block the contact information, and you can include video and pictures if you so choose. Then it's pushed out on our Bitaboom conveyor belt, where it's pushed out to contractors throughout the city that have been third-party vetted. The contractors can watch the conveyor belt for free. So it's a steady flow of deal flow, and they can pick and choose which projects they think they might offer a better alternative on. There's no spamming to the individual because their identity remains anonymous. There's no wasted motion by the contractors because they're not chasing business that they're not really a candidate for, seeing what the size and scope of it is, and or what the price they may be competing on. So this company has been in the works for about 7 months. It's ready to go, ready to take this little piggy to market. And well, I certainly welcome any comments, questions, or otherwise.
Question: what's your expected turnaround time for, let's say, I upload an estimate as a customer or a homeowner? Like, how soon can I get a response?
Well, I can't speak for the contractors, but if they go out at 10 o'clock in the morning every day, the contractors are able to choose whether it's by email or text, so they can see the daily deals that are out there. We do limit the number of contractors that would want to access that contact information to 4 people. This is much different than Angie's List or Home Advisor, which everybody hates. You don't need more bids, you just need a better price. And that's what we provide. We help you find that You know, so it's free to the consumer, free to the contractors until such time they want to step up and access the contact information. But, you know, I can't say how quickly a contractor jumps on it, but most of them are pretty quick. If you've ever, you know, gone on some of these sites where it's like fresh meat in the water where, you know, they just, you know, your phone's ringing off the hook.
Any other questions?
Do you have an option for like insurance claim renovations?
Well, most insurance claims, the consumer's not the one paying for it. You know, there's two areas that we work with in addition to our own marketing, and that's going to be networking through the realty world, where, you know, realtors and homeowners, insurance agents, they're always looking for ways to stay in contact with their customers, sort of a PR thing. And, you know, this is a good thing that they can use to keep in touch with their people without asking them for money themselves. Just, you know, hopefully they'll be portrayed as being on the leading edge and help them save money on an inescapable budget buster that they're looking down the barrel of. All projects that we are able to help has a minimum of $1,000. I can't help anybody if it's under $1,000, but you can't get anything anymore for $1,000. And some of the savings can be significant. It's not totally price driven because that's the primary motivation for the customers, but there may be a contractor who says, well, I can't beat that price, but I can provide better materials. Well, that's between them and the customer. You know, we merely are the marketplace to show what the contractors in the city would be willing to do to compete for that business. Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully it's not a race to the bottom.
I would think as like a contractor, I would want to know like what insurance this person has, if they have like a hail claim or something.
Well, you know, again, insurance, it's basically the insurance company writing the check, so you're not as tuned into it.
Any other questions? Oh,
There's a question right there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Do you have any tools in place to combat abuse? For instance, say contractors are taking these quotes and say throwing a quote out there that's significantly lower than what they actually intend. So
Reframe that question.
Yeah. So say for instance a contractor quotes you $20,000, and you know your original price was $45. It's like a magical quote that's substantially lower than what you're actually expecting. But they're only throwing that number out there for the sake and intent of getting your attention, like, you know, kind of abusing the system that way to try to get more leads.
You know, I think once it gets out into the marketplace, there'll be a lot of areas like that that will need to be adjusted. You know, I don't think there's any safeguard that I can have for the integrity of the contractors. All I can say is all contractors in our system are third-party vetted, and it's always, you know, let the buyer beware. You know, if anybody comes in our system, I always encourage them to do your own due diligence to see if this contractor is somebody you want to do business with.
So you said you already have a platform built out.
Yes.
So I guess do you have investors already? Like you're already ready to do marketing, AdWords?
Gosh, you'd think he's my shill out there. In actuality, this is the perfect segue. In actuality, I just had it built and my investor went south on me right where it's ready to go. It's all packaged up, and so I guess anybody wants to see me on the outside, I'll get out my receipt book. I don't know what else to say.
There's one last question.
How are you monetizing this? Is it strictly, are there elements of subscription here or primarily on commission? Or
Okay. Ultimately, it could become a subscription model, but out of the gate, I don't think that makes sense. For a contractor to access the contact information, it's a flat $39, which is probably about half of Angie's List or Home Advisor. And also, as I said, it's limited to 4 contractors. So
that's $39 per customer.
$39 per contractor that gets the lead. So in other words, the maximum that could come in for me would be roughly $160 for that. A contractor that pays $39, they may be the only one, may become an exclusive. I can't determine how many contractors would choose to participate and or compete for that business. It'd be between 1 and 4 contractors, and
Can I piggyback on his question? You said that the platform is ready. Like, what state is it in? Like, is it production? Like, can I go to the website and look at it?
yes,
Okay.
yes. That's Bidaboom, Biddaboom, Bidaboom.
Okay.
much. Alright, so again, as I said, like if you think these services or apps or products are useful, do sign up to them. Check out their websites, check out their apps and products, sign up and start using them. If you like them, you can spread the word to your friends and family and your personal and professional connections too. All right, so record this. We'll come back again if anyone is there a list. We'll go here. There's already a hand raised. Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, we'll come to you next, and then there's the okay. So, okay.
Thanks so much. Hi, I'm Megan Butler, and I am the co-founder of Lucero. That's Lucero. We are in the App Store. We're free. You can get us now. And my mission in life is to change the mental health landscape for youth. I am a therapist. I also spent 17 years in the education system. I worked as a school counselor, and I supervised all of the school counselors in Austin ISD. I saw the mental health crisis firsthand. We know that according to the CDC, 1 in 10 high schoolers attempted suicide last year. How many of you know someone who's gone through that? Who's gone through a suicide attempt or suicide ideation? It's happening all the time, and 80% of the kids that go through mental health issues, 80% will never see a specialized mental health provider like me. They won't see a therapist like me. The other ones, they're waiting for a therapist like me. I can charge $200, I have an 8-month waiting list. So what are we gonna do? We've gotta solve it. We created Lucero. Before we built anything, before we even built the app, we talked to children for 1 year. My CEO, our co-founder, Jillian, she talked to children for 1 year and said, what would actually help you with your mental health? What do you actually want? And then we built it. And I got my team of therapists to take all of the awesome ideas that I had seen in Austin ISD, because I had seen really good things happen and really hard things happen. And we put all of the best ideas, things that actually work, applied neuroscience, the neurosequential model, dialectical behavior therapy, all the stuff that I teach my clients, we put it in the app for free. We want to get this to actually change the mental health landscape for youth. Change it. And so we built it. We now have 20,000 kids that are using our app. We know it's effective. It's absolutely working. Our engagement is through the roof, 4 times that of Calm.com. 4 times, because Calm.com was built for adults, not kids. We built it based on what the kids ask us to make. That's why they're engaged with it. That's why they keep using it. We know that it works because we've done the research externally, validated, that shows the mood improvement. 65% are having mood improvement. They're learning the emotional regulation skills so they don't have the meltdowns and the shutdowns. And we made it so that parents can connect to their kids on the app. Lucero, Lucero. It means light, right? So we now are not only building more resilient children, we're building more resilient and more connected families. So many people built solutions and just said, go learn on your own kid. And we said, no, what about the caregiver? Let's give them skills to help support their children's mental health. So many people said, let's wait until they're teenagers. We said, let's start at 8 years old, because brain development says you should start early. 75% of mental illness happens to youth. So we're working. We have gotten millions of dollars already in. We have 20,000 people. We have the effectiveness. We want to scale this. I want to reach 5 million youth in 5 years. And so the business model, we had to hunt. We said, who's going to pay for it? Schools are not going to pay for it. They have no money. So we said, who has the money? Health plans. So look at like a big insurance company, Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever. They were like, hey, people are doing too much therapy. It's so expensive. We don't want to pay for 30 sessions. They were like, wow, our ERs are jam-packed because of all those kids that are attempting. How do we keep them out of the ER? So we have absolutely contracts in the works right now with major health systems. It can lead to millions and millions of dollars coming in. Our business people know all about that. I'm the therapist, right? I'm the chief clinical officer. But our financial models are looking great. And so now we're just looking for how do we, in the meantime, while those contracts we're waiting on, how do we help kids now? Because I'm tired of waiting. I saw 11 kids die in Austin ISD in 1 year. And I want Austin ISD and Austin, Texas to change the mental health landscape for youth, and I'm tired of waiting. Ask me questions.
I don't understand, so I'm trying to understand. You have an app.
It's a digital platform, yes.
I have one of those too. So I'm not familiar with com, but this app engages youth
Yes.
in a way that I suppose if they interact with, which
Yes.
makes it like more positive.
So it's gamified,
Okay.
and it has emotional regulation skill building, right? So I'm feeling angry, what do I do to calm down? I'm feeling really lonely, what do I do to feel better, right? All of the things that I teach as a therapist so that people don't go attempt suicide, all of those strategies are in there.
You find though that the onboarding to this app for, I'm not an expert at all, but my assumption is that these kids have short attention spans. We don't give a shit about much except for what's in front of them. What's your challenge in actually getting them to use it?
So that's why I did youth interviews, right? I had groups, 20 kids over and over again saying what was hard about getting on the app, and we've tried to fix as much of that as possible. Yeah. So.
Excellent stuff. I mean, that, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
First of all, I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love that you're talking to your users. I want to ask you, when you do talk to your users, what do they tell you are the challenges to adopt and retention?
Yeah, so the main challenges that we're seeing is that kids, well, and this is maybe not a challenge, but kids use it, especially when they're in stressful situations. So they'll use it a lot, and then they'll be okay again, and then they'll come back and use it a lot. And so sometimes that means like our engagement will look really, really high, and then nothing, and then a month later, like really, really high again. So that's just an issue that we're having to explain to like investors and things like that. Like, hey, this is why, but that's also the pattern of mental health. The other main issue I'm having is it's not in Spanish. I want it in Spanish. I spent the past 2 years working with the survivors of the Uvalde school shooting. I want my app in Spanish for them. Okay, I was with the Uvalde Love Project. I want it in Spanish for Austin ISD. Most kids speak Spanish. So that's a major problem that I see.
There's one question here.
Yeah.
I thought she had a question.
Oh, I was just going to ask, you have significant challenges with HIPAA requirements, I would assume.
So we're getting HIPAA, we're in the process of getting that, and it's going to be done really, really soon. So we're already...
You can figure that out and tell me how to get that done really, really soon.
We're in the path.
Alone, you can make a business on it.
I know, right? HIPAA's challenging, but we're on it. And we already have some other, children's health certifications that are covered, but we're still waiting on that one. It's a big one.
So HIPAA compliance, full HIPAA compliance this early.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yes. When you're saying that you're looking, that your next goal is to scale and to move into new markets,
Yes.
What are you specifically looking for to help you scale?
So that's the question that we're all kind of wrestling with, like what doors can open, right? So obviously it's just short-term funding too, because I mean, a lot of startups, it's like, hey, we've got 7-8 months of runway left, right? Or a year of runway left. So it's like, while we're waiting for that, that's the issue. I don't actually see it being a problem with us following through with the insurance and health plans. Like we have enough open conversations and they're really looking for digital solutions. A lot of them tried teletherapy and it has not worked. It's too expensive, there's not enough therapists. We're about 30,000 therapists short right now, so there's just, teletherapy is not gonna be it. So they're looking for stuff like us.
Yeah, so what are the challenges you're facing right now to scale up your business to like 5 million users? What are the challenges you're facing right now?
So first is how do you get the 5 million users? And then second is how do I get it for free for them? That's the thing. We're not a direct-to-consumer app, right? We looked at that. But I, because of my personal passion, want mental health to be free. I think it's a right. So the question is, who's going to pay for it? And that's why we said health plans, right? So then after that, well then how do you scale out, health plans? How many users do they have? A lot of them have millions of users, sometimes through the dependence, right, of people that are in the workforce like us.
We'll take more questions later.
Yeah.
Just
Thank you so much. It's Lucero, Lucero, and I'm Megan Butler. Thank you so much.
I'm a PhD physics student at UT Austin. How many of you come from a science research background actually? Oh, only one. Oh, two. Oh, three actually. So if you do science research, you come across different softwares, very different applications and data sets and stuff, right? For example, when I was doing my research on simulations, I get a lot of data. But when I want to do something for AI for science, which is a trendy topic right now, I found that I don't have enough data. Okay. Compared to all these internet companies like Microsoft, Google, if you are doing science, you don't necessarily have that amount of data available in your repository or stuff like that. So I was wondering if I can make, this is just a startup idea, I guess. I think it could be great if you can make a huge science-based database for AI machine learning usage that can allow different users and researchers publish their database and do the data cleaning, format it in a certain way, for example, to CSV or pandas or something like that, and you can publish online and share it with others, so we can have a huge amount of data that's enough for AI for science applications. What else? Yeah, that could be for multiple different subjects because I talked to a lot of people from biology, computer science. I'm doing physics right now. I'm also working on some machine learning ideas, but all these data sets have very, very different formats and stuff so it would be a great idea to have a standard format and a huge database to make it work.
Can you tell us an example of a specific data set that, for example, you would like to have as a physics PhD? What's an example of something where you don't have enough data and you wish you did? What's something that you would expect?
For example, there are things like turbulences. For example, you have initial inputs, and you have usually you have initial input and outputs that are very predictable. But there are in certain conditions that there are turbulences that you cannot predict. For example, in 3D researches or work on some continuous nuclear fusion stuff with ICF, shoot lasers on a capsule. Those we have very, very different instability, even very few variation on the startup, on the initial condition will actually make the final outcome very, very different. So you cannot actually predict very well with your physics analytic models. So that's why you need a huge amount of trials and errors to find out whether this will work or whether this doesn't work. So that, yeah, same example.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I hope to do something, for example, online repository to or a database, a drive or something like a data lake that actually can make data into an organized fashion that can be directly put into some machine learning usage. Otherwise, there are some already available data repositories online, but I have to read through all the papers. I have to read through the papers, read what they're using. It's very painful to actually start doing machine learning with like data from someone else, right? Yeah.
So like in corporates, like there are like databases or such tools existing for storing different data sets, or can be in such a format or already structured.
Yeah. But there, like, I don't know, 10,000 different formats in even one field. Like, physicists are not programmers. We don't program in a certain way that's like very readable friendly, reader friendly to a lot of people, right?
Who will be paying for this?
I don't know.
All right, so yeah, I think we'll go to more. Yeah, we'll have one more question.
Recently, this project was proven not ice estimates on that. I had a hope I could use this.
Sorry?
Yeah, so I worked on a project called ICE. It's called International Center for Evaluation. So what they do is a whole bunch of research. They go to sub-Saharan Africa and collect data like how much crops grow in this season.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, so I can give you information. And you can actually look at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Alok. I'm a product manager. Before that I was an engineer and an entrepreneur. For Google, I've learned a lot about how products fail and how to fail to make great products. And I'm not here to pitch you on a startup idea today. I'm here to pitch you on a book that I just recently read. I actually bought it just outside the bookshop. It's available still in the window. And it's the best book I've ever read on entrepreneurship, hands down. It's called Fall in Love with the Problem, Not the Solution. This is the central idea that I want to talk to you all about. This book was written by a serial entrepreneur. The foreword is written by a pretty famous guy. He invented the Apple computer, his name is Steve Wozniak. And he tells a story at the beginning of the book, in the intro, about why you shouldn't follow Apple as a model for success. Because Apple got extremely lucky by circumstance. You can't bet on luck. You have to be born successful. Instead, read this book and learn why. Yuri Levine, the author of the book, serial founder, sold his company, Waze, an alternative to Google Maps, to Google for $1.15 billion in 2013, or 11 years ago. That was back when $1.15 billion was a lot. Now I've got a question for you all. I'm going to answer the question at the end, but I want you to think about this. This is a cautionary tale. Yuri sold his company for about 10 years to Google for $1.15 billion, and he was the founder. How much do you think he walked away with? Any hands just jumping out right now? Really quick?
100 million.
Okay, that's one. Anyone else?
250.
We'll come back to it at the end. So why fall in love with the problem and not your solution? I hear a lot of entrepreneurs talk about their amazing idea. I hear very few entrepreneurs talk about how many customers, potential customers in their target segment they've interviewed and talked to. I hear even fewer entrepreneurs talk about how they conducted unbiased interviews. Am I doing too time? I think I might get short.
We should.
Okay. Long story short story long, as a friend of mine says. There's a marked difference between asking a customer, and this is something that product managers go validate that in the market. So you go to some warm leads, some existing customers, and say, hey, we're thinking about building X. Is that something you would buy? Or we think X is a problem for you. Is that a problem for you? How big of a problem? And what do you think they say? They say, yeah, of course it's a problem. They're nice. The people that actually talk to you are friendly. The people who have hard-handed feedback, not so much. If instead you go to the customer and say, tell me about your day. We're thinking about working in this space. Can you tell me about the problems you face in that space? And you listen actively. And you listen to see, do they bring up your problem at all? Because there's a very high likelihood, yeah, it's a problem. But it's like 6, 7, 8 on their priorities. And they're only going to focus on 1 or 2 this quarter, next quarter, this year. Last point. Best pitches ever don't even talk about the solution. They go in, they pitch to investors, and they say, I'm working on solving, I'm going to cure cancer. I think cancer's bad. I don't know how yet. We have some ideas, we have some working hypotheses, and we have a really credible team. But I want to talk to you about the problem. You talk to them about the problem. You talk to them, what is the problem you're trying to solve? Why is it a problem? And what's the outcome? What's the impact of solving that problem? You get them to feel the pain, visceral, feel the pain, have deep empathy for the target market. If you do that, you will get more follow-ups because you're creating suspense. Everybody will agree that a big problem is a big problem. As soon as you jump to, and my solution is, we're going to do, viral replication of X or molecular blah, blah, blah. Now they're going to pick it apart. And you don't want that. You're too early. Get them on board by saying, this is a really big problem. We think it's a big problem. Do you agree? Let's solve this problem together. Much thicker book than I can address in 3 minutes, so I'm going to stop there and see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, I think it sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, I do understand the point of identifying a true problem and understanding the pain of the customer. I think we all agree with that. The issue I've found is that if you're not, I would say cancer's a problem. Of course it's a fucking problem, right? And we all know it's a problem. But if we get into it to address the problem effectively, if you don't have a solution that is as poignant on that problem, and you don't have the team to back that up, no one's gonna give a shit. So to your point, of course, I do think we gloss over the problem.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is we don't really always know what the real true problem is.
100%.
When we identify things, we understand the true meaning of the problem and break that apart. I don't think we spend enough time identifying it. When we truly identify that, and then we build something to address that problem, that's the power. So to just say that, well, I will then say what my solution is, I'm not buying that. I think to understand the true problem, have a solution that directly can impact that, and then have a team that can deliver that. All 3 of those things are essential. So I think we can all understand that, but it's not as simplified as saying, here's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
So anyway, just want to say that.
I totally agree with you 100%.
Right.
Talking about the problem in general terms is not what I'm proposing. I'm saying, if you're able to articulate the real problem, it's not, I want to solve cancer, it's these 50 instances of people who have tried to solve cancer have all failed for these common reasons. We think we have a better way. But don't come out and say, I have a better way. Say, I have a hypothesis and I've got a killer team. We're going to work on it together. But I like what you said. Any other questions?
Well, I just look it up, so I don't know right now.
Tell us.
It's 38 million.
I'll talk about that next. Why?
Well, I just wanted to ask what the vote was for.
Fall in love with the problem, not the solution. It's literally right outside in the window. You can see, just look for the yellow cover.
Question over here.
I have a question over here. So, did you just read this book recently then?
About a month ago.
Okay.
Or over the last month.
So what was your thought process before reading that? Did you?
So, like all of you, I think I'm, smarter than average. I'm passionate about solving problems, and I think I have a better way. I wouldn't be in this room if I didn't. None of you would. But what I've learned over the course of a, close to 20-year career in product management for startups and scale-ups and Googles and everyone in between, is that your hypothesis is just that. If you go out into the market with your naive hypothesis, you talk to 100 customers, and your idea hasn't changed a lot, it's not that you were right all along, it's that you weren't paying attention all along. Real market research is about understanding that the customer is the expert on their problems and the priority of those problems and how important they are. You are the expert on solving those problems. But if you focus on solving the problem you think the customer has without talking to enough customers and finding a target segment of customers that have the same problem as you think they have, they articulate that problem in the same words that you articulate them with. And by solving the one problem, you're solving it for every one of the people in that target segment, you're gonna miss. And 99% of startups fail. That's one, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll have to move on because we have other things too. We'll do one final sweep here. Anyone wants to come and do a quick pitch? Yes, sir.
Everyone, my confidence after that last speech, I have to thank my portfolio here, but essentially, I'm currently in the IH agency for a co-founder, or someone who leads the idea that I'm working on. So basically, the startup problem I'm trying to solve is the fact that there is a big gap between the systems that we're trying to create for our products and just getting it off the ground at the door. Like there's a lot of internal processes that big companies have. If you have like a good idea, like you say, I want to build this product for our organization to make us develop things faster. In order to do that, you have to like go through a big process of getting the right people to back it up, managers, VPs, directors, and whatnot. You have to get the estimates for the cost of how much it would cost for the system, the entire thing. You have to architect the solution if you're an engineer to provide all the cloud resources you would need for it if you're building off the cloud. As you can see, like you require a lot of prerequisites to just get this idea out the door. So like there's a lot of applications to write up and whatnot, and this is like something that you think it'll take like a week or two. It actually takes a few months because you're trying to get all the right people involved. So it would be awesome if we could get like a way to consolidate all this information to the right people and have it so that they can see it visually without having to like set up like 5-6 meetings trying to figure out what it is, you know. So the startup we're trying to come up with, we're essentially going to build like a low code cloud automation tool that would be used to manage cloud architecture diagrams for you. So let's say you have a architecture for a like a social media app you want to build. You're going to have to obviously come up with the components for it, but just come up with the costs. How much would it cost to store the data in a database? How much would it cost for the networking, for the backend services and whatnot? Like how much would that cost per month, per quarter, per year? You want to have that visually presentable for the finance team, for your department, because they want to see like how much would it cost for the entire year. And you don't want to just give them an estimate that works for 1 month, next month you like scale up twice as much because you realize that there's twice as many users as you expected. So that's basically what this startup coming up with is trying to create. I'm not trying to do it kind of fast. Is there going to be like any questions I guess I can answer for like what the idea is or what I'm trying to come up with?
Yeah. So first of all, I have to say I work with IT architecture diagrams for a large financial institution, and it's a very big and expensive thing to do. So
Yeah.
if you can, there's a ton of cash paid to architects who make crazy amounts of cash. If you can automate that, that would be a big saving for firms. Have you looked at different visual languages? Like, you know, in the industry, you have stuff like Archimate and TOGAF.
I haven't heard of those actually, no. I looked around, but there aren't that very many products out there. There were like one or two I saw, but like there's not very many.
So what, you would have a proprietary language, or like, you know, the visual language, or would be like language neutral?
I still have to come up with that a bit more. Proprietary language, can you elaborate a bit more, sorry?
Yeah, sure. So when you say a visual IT architecture diagram, there are certain languages used in the industry that are like a set of predefined visual symbols, kind of like BPMN.
Oh, so like something similar to plant UML, is what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, kind of.
So
It's kind of like that.
It would be kind of like that, I agree. I haven't gone too much into the nitty-gritty of it, but it would be something similar, yes.
Okay, but you want to invent your own proprietary visual...
Basically, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions? So do you have a working prototype or?
Oh, no, nothing yet. Just an idea. I'm looking for like a co-founder or just people interested in the idea. Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. We can talk after this.
One final pitch from you? Yes, sir. There's one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think something on that.
Hello. I guess I'm going to screen. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Theo, and my parents are from Thailand. So, is anybody in this room, has anybody in this room been to Thailand?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. Anybody who wants to go to Thailand? Anybody? Yes. Awesome. Great. We're either been or we want to go. Great. Of those of you who went to Thailand, this fella has definitely changed my pitch now because hypotheses are in now. So with that said, so for those of you who have been to Thailand, how much Thai can you speak?
None.
Zero? Anybody? Like slightly bigger than zero. Awesome. Yes, you can say hello. Awesome. Anything beyond that? Yes, you can say thank you. Yes. Awesome. Anything else? Yes, that's hello. Awesome. Go straight.
Yeah.
Man, you don't need to. Okay.
Taxi, hotel, dog,
Those words are the same in English and Thai. Yes, so you can, so you can survive. Have you ever been lost? Those of you who have been to Thailand, have you ever been lost? Okay, you said thrown by, so that means you know how to wayfind.
Well, yeah, eventually I learned.
Awesome. So you survived. You knew at least. And could you use English at all, or were you able to get by with your broken Thai?
Mostly get by, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that's great. That's great. So what would you say is like the secret of your success in that situation? Because they don't speak English, and I want to just point out that like over 70% of the world does not speak English.
Yeah. I just downloaded an app that gave me the few phrases that I needed, basically.
Okay, cool. Okay, well there goes my pitch. So my idea today, and I'm willing to throw this away because it's obviously a hypothesis now. Like, how cool would it be to learn the survival phrases you need for the country that you're flying to on the plane ride there? Mexico is just a 3-hour, Mexico City specifically. I love Mexico City. Anybody live in Mexico City? All right, awesome. It's a 3-hour plane ride away. What if you could learn 10 survival phrases before you land in Mexico? Or maybe you're single and you want to, mingle with the singles in CDMX. How cool would it be to learn like 5, cute lines, to say to somebody, right? So that was my pitch. That's all I have. I don't have an app yet. I don't have like the inkling of a website at the moment. But yeah, imagine I think the goal is not fluency. I think we all go into language learning with the goal of fluency, and I think that's wrong. I think the goal for us travelers is strictly survival, or just getting by, or just being friendly, or being polite. Because like, I feel like the first thing you should learn in any language is not hello, my name is, or yes, you should know thank you. Yes, you should know go straight. Yes, you should know hello, that's good, but I think the first thing you should learn is where is the bathroom?
Yes.
Where is the bathroom? Like, that unlocks so many things for you. Where's the hotel, right? Where's the taxi, right? So, but get your needs like satisfied first, like your basic needs. Bathroom is critical, especially in those big cities where you're like, where do I go, right? Or if it's late at night, you've been drinking, it's your first night in the city. Where's the bathroom, right? Maybe the bar that you're at doesn't have one, or maybe it's out of order. So you gotta go out to the street and go find a new bathroom. So how are you gonna do that if they don't speak English, right? So that's the overall problem I see. I don't know if that's a problem for y'all, but I'm willing to take questions. That's it, thanks.
You can tell me
Yeah, I guess.
That just worked for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could like look up like local restaurants or hotels and just sneak into a hotel and use their bathroom there. Good point. Yeah. That's like the perfect nightmare scenario that I want all travelers to have, so they can, yeah. But I mean, again, my app is useless if it's dead. I did have this idea to make it available offline, so that way you wouldn't need an internet connection. Because sometimes, like let's say you travel to Japan, the internet speed there, if you're roaming, by the way, is complete horse crap. And they basically trying to get you to buy into their local plans, but that's another story. But yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So you said that you just don't have an application or a website yet. So what are your next steps to take this one?
I think I'm gonna read the book, sure, and get some more, like focus more on the problem, because obviously I see problems, but I don't feel like they're universally shared. So I think I need to like go back and find it. But yeah, the idea I thought was cool, and I'm glad I didn't put any money in it yet. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So I did like solo travel to Thailand.
Awesome.
And one thing I used was offline Google Translate. You could just easily, speak into that and then communicate with locals.
Yeah. Google Translate's been my friend. I've been, I think I went to Costa Rica, Japan, and Thailand last year. My Thai's not that great, by the way. No, don't try to have a competition with me in Thai, by the way. But I mean, I know like all the basic phrases, but yeah, man, Google Translate is the best. I mean, if there's any pitch here, use Google Translate when you travel. It's great. Yeah.
What would be your idea now, like attract people who have this name, or like, what's your idea right now?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm throwing it out there. I mean, if you don't want to steal it, go for it. But like the idea is not fluency. Like that's really it. The goal is survival. Do more with less. Maybe have an AI-powered listening engine so that you can talk into the app while you're on the plane, and hopefully get good noise cancellation too in it. But yeah, be very good at speaking the language and be very confident at speaking the language, because you don't need to know the whole language. You just need to know the key phrases just to get by. Like where is, hello, excuse me, I bumped into you, sorry. Oh, hey, you got a cute dress on. Like that's all you need. Like that's enough. And then maybe, who knows where that leads. If it leads you to fluency, great, because that's not my goal. My goal is to get really like more Americans to like just get out there and just be brave and just like, you can talk to these people. You don't need to know every word in the language to speak it. You just need to know a little bit, and then they'll open up their doors for you. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Pimsleur at all?
Huge fan of Pimsleur. Actually learned, my Thai actually got exponentially better thanks to Pimsleur, yes. Yeah, and I love its approach because it's more like, it puts you in the middle of a situation, in the middle of the conversation and you're just like going from there. That's what I love. So it's like, I'd love to see Pimsleur, but like, what would it be reimagined in the 21st century?
All right. Thank you. Where is this year?
No, it's like this.
Oh, that was the guy with the book.
Oh, okay. We're gonna do fun. All right, so thank you all for coming. But before we conclude, as I said, like I'll just give a quick shout out of the people that have shared their companies. We'll go with binaryti.com. BINARYTINT, binarytint.com. So, all right, so binarytint.com. So check that out and sign up and give some feedback to the founder. And
We're doing customer survey
all right, so there's binarytint.com, and then there's also Biraboom.com and Porsche, and then Lucero. So just check these apps out, and then again give the founders a great feedback, and then yeah, I mean share those things with your friends and family too. Okay.
So,
Everyone, just please.
So we're going to be doing running club. It actually started in San Francisco. We're doing the Austin Chapter. We do it every Saturday at 8 a.m. If you want to know more about the Founders Running Club,
All right. So everyone, just a couple of minutes, please. Just a couple of minutes of your attention, please, before we leave. For anyone that has parked in the garage, there's a parking validation. If you want, just come to me and I can give you the parking validation. And then, as you mentioned, there's a running club for startup founders. So if you want to join the running club, when is that? Sunday?
It's every Saturday at 8 a.m.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m. If you want to join a running club with other entrepreneurs, there's that. Meet with the person that's with the Antler t-shirt. And yeah, with that said, thank you all for coming and sharing your ideas and projects and things. I hope you found this event helpful or enjoyable. So if you like it, just keep coming back. I'd like to see you all here. Thank you all. Have a good one.
Sam, and you? Oh, you're Thomas.
Alright, everyone, if you could please go towards the doors. The event has ended. Thank you.
I don't think natives, I mean, not that, there's so much more richness in your experience that you can talk to somebody with your mouth, not with your mouth.